knowing this community, I can imagine the uproar that this episode will cause if it already hasn't caused any uproar. People were threatening to quit watching after last week's episode because of Kefla and her enormous power compared to Goku's Super Saiyan God. While I was skeptical at first myself, I realized that Kefla having this much power is not really as much of a stretch as I initially thought, considering the hackery that is the Potara fusion. Now things have gotten even further in this episode, Kefla practically one-shot a Super Saiyan Blue Goku. However, hear me out, it's not really that surprising. For one thing, throughout this episode, it was emphasized that Goku's stamina after fighting Jiren was still low, thus he wasn't really at full power at all. He was just really pushing himself to use Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, plus the Kaioken, all of that. So we can't necessarily say that Kefla is on par with Goku Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken or anything like that, since we haven't seen his true power versus Kefla. And even though she kind of did one shot or caught Goku off guard and one shot him in Super Saiyan Blue, you could say it seemed more like he just lost all his stamina after that one hit from Kefla. It's not because of the hit he lost consciousness, but because he just didn't have any more stamina. Also, people refuse to actually believe that Kefla is actually really strong. I mean, if you consider the Universe 6's Saiyans and how strong they actually are. Like, for instance, Vegeta one-shot a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Well, his clone did. And Vegeta's base was on par with Kaba before he even went Super Saiyan. So, the Universe 6 Saiyans actually have that power in base. They're actually really strong as Goku and Vegeta and all that right now. So with the added Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, Caulifla was actually really strong, and Kale with her legendary Super Saiyan, or whatever you want to call it. Add the Potara earrings to that and you get something unbelievable. And that is why I believe it's not much of a stretch for Kefla to actually be as strong as Super Saiyan God, or at least near that. Or more than Super Saiyan God at least, but she's not quite near or at Super Saiyan Blue as of yet. Also, Kefla's tenacity and knack for evolving is very comparable to Goku's. She has the same thirst for battle and determination to surpass Goku, so it feels as if she's Goku. So it's believable, in my opinion, that she's actually this strong, or she has the ability to evolve. Just like how Goku has been doing this past few episodes. I mean, you can call bullshit on both of them, but if you're going to accept Goku's power-ups, then you kind of have to accept Kefla's power-ups too. Now that I'm finished discussing that topic, let me go on to other important things about the episode. One thing that somewhat bothers me, though I don't think it should, is how Zeno just accepts everything. Like, he accepted the Potara fusion after Beerus called cheating. But there was no other discussion about it, except all the other universes started considering the use of the Potara. Well, Universe 4 and Universe 3 claim they don't need the Potara, but that could just be arrogance. Well, I'm looking forward to see what they have up their sleeve. Another interesting thing about this episode was the foreshadowing between Android 18 and 17, or not between them, but it kind of foreshadowed that Android 18 might get knocked out in a few episodes. Well, there were a few spoilers that were released a few days ago, but I'm not going to go into that. I know not everybody wants to be spoiled. So Katapesla attacks Android 18 even while she's injured. I didn't think he would actually do that. But Android 17, being the cool guy he is, jumps in to save her, even though she didn't really ask for his help. And yeah, she interjects because of this. She argues with him a little bit, but he just walks away, not actually trying to argue with her or anything. So, I don't know. This is the only shot we actually got of her in this episode. So it felt as if something is going to happen to her sooner or later. Now, because of this episode, there's something I want to say about Kefla, or Kale's transformation. But now it's Kefla's transformation in the recent episodes, because it's Kefla's the one who's using it. So the Berserk form, or the legendary Super Saiyan form, I think people are putting too much of a special label on it. In this episode, Vados just refers to it as Kefla's Super Saiyan. So it's just really a different variation of Super Saiyan. It's not like a new form or anything, or Vegeta called it the true Super Saiyan form, but Vegeta doesn't actually know any of this. He's just saying stuff. I mean, how would Vegeta even know if he hasn't even seen it before? So I really think the fandom should stop labeling Kefla's Super Saiyan as like a berserk form, because it's not berserk anymore for one thing, and legendary Super Saiyan, and just label it as Kefla's or Kale's variation of the Super Saiyan. You can call it legendary Super Saiyan if you want or whatever, but people forget that Super Saiyan itself was a legendary transformation, well, until there was a Super Saiyan bargain sale. Speaking of Super Saiyans, we know for sure that Frieza absolutely despises all Saiyans, especially if they're super. But he has been watching very intently. It's kind of creepy. Maybe he wants to try and pick off the winner of the fight after they're drained or something. Or he's scheming on how to dispose of these powerful Saiyans when he has to. I mean, he can't really dispose of Goku right now because they're in the middle of a tournament and that wouldn't necessarily benefit his plans. Lastly, Ultra Instinct was triggered within Goku once again. I don't know what the logic behind that is because he's completely out of stamina. Maybe it doesn't require stamina, but it doesn't make sense for it not to require any stamina. It's probably just an instinct like the name suggests, Ultra Instinct, but moving still requires stamina. Anyways, we'll see more of Ultra Instinct Goku next episode, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so overall the episode was pretty good. I'm really looking forward to the next one because we'll see more of Ultra Instinct and Jiren finally opens his damn eyes. Anyway, that's the end of my review. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the episode, and I'll see you next week. Hey, it's me, the real guy. Against Kefla's endless power-ups, a miracle occurred in Goku once again. As he awakens to Ultra Instinct, Kefla unleashes a more extreme power barrage. Who will survive the Ultimate Saiyan battle? Next time on Dragon Ball Super, the sign of a comeback, Ultra Instinct's huge explosion. Don't miss it.